Make UK great again. So Nigel Farage and the Brexit Party are totally taking over the UK. It's kind of crazy. Like the Brexit Party was formed just 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they're totally leading the polls, just taking over. There's people on the left and the right over there supporting the party. There's even people that don't even want the Brexit vote to happen that are actually supporting them just because they're supporting democracy. Like their whole logic is like, look, like the people voted for Great Britain and the UK to leave the European Union, and it happened 3 times that people voted for it, and the government just didn't go through with it. So they're saying like, look, we don't even agree with it, but it like we should have left the EU by now just based on what the people voted, and it's kind of crazy what's going on, the movement going on over there. It's kind of you know, Nigel Farage definitely is super charismatic, has very much like big dick Trump like energy, and been watching like just all the interviews going on YouTube, and it's kind of crazy. They kind of have the same fake news media going on over there as we do in America, where like the BBC is actually funded by the British government, and they're basically acting like CNN. They're totally like not even giving the Brexit Party a fair shake, even though they're like crushing it in the polls. It's definitely reminds me of like Trump's campaign, and it's cool to see like this super like nationalist movements kind of take over there with the Brexit Party, and I guess there's like other movements spawning up in other countries as well that also want to leave the EU, but I don't know if any of them are as like powerful as the Brexit Party going on right now. Yeah, but it's kind of crazy with like 5 or 6 mainstream parties that the Brexit Party is polling at, where it's I think it's at like 35% or even higher than that, out of like 5 or 6 like major candidates, and they only have one policy, and that's to leave the European Union. I believe it's on a no deal policy, because I think like Theresa Theresa May was like trying to like leave, but like give them 40 billion for leaving, which just kind of seems like a scam. And she definitely seems like she's part of the globalist New World Order. So and people are even saying in interviews, like asking Nigel Farage, like, hey, are you going to run for like prime minister next? I'm like, that's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching him do these interviews. It's like, damn, the kind of like, public support he's getting for the Brexit Party that he only founded like 3 weeks ago, and it only has one policy, which is to leave. And like all these other, conservative and liberal Democrat kind of groups, they all have like these giant manifestos, and it kind of makes sense to me just to have a party focused like on one thing that like people on the left and right can agree on. And it'll definitely be interesting to see. I mean, I definitely think they're gonna win just based on the polls and like all the media coverage. Like I've watched like just in the past week, I've watched like a couple hours of interviews that Farage has given and speeches. And I'm not even, I live in America, and it's just like he's very charismatic, and I definitely think he's gonna win, unless it's rigged. Anyways, it's just kind of fascinating to see all these like nationalist movements kind of pop up all over the world right now. But I think it definitely has to do with like the world economy is just kind of slowing down, kind of like it was in 2008. So that's why like all these kind of nationalist movements are starting to pop up, which I think is a good thing. Like, what does the European Union really do? Like, I guess it kind of made sense after World War II to kind of like get everyone on the same team to like kind of support each other. But now it's been so long since then, it's just kind of like this bureaucratic overhead that doesn't really help anyone except for the people that run the EU. Like those are the only people really benefiting. So it'll be cool to see. It's definitely super entertaining. Can't wait for Nigel Farage to win, and then see the clips of him going to Brussels in the meetings and just like having a good old time. And I think it's kind of interesting too, just seeing like YouTubers becoming like running for political office over there too. Like for UKIP, you got Sargon of Akkad, and then you got Count Dankula, who's one of the funniest names ever. But I just want to see him interviewed, and people like calling him Count Dankula as like, I hope that's the name he's running under, like not just his regular name, that he's just going with like Count Dankula. But Man, it's definitely fascinating. Yeah, the election's happening on May 23rd, so in a couple days from now. So it'll definitely be pretty, I think it's on Thursday, and definitely be pretty interesting to see that.